This month, I'm talking about disaster readiness, technician opportunity, what modern fleet leadership actually looks like, and the difference between real expertise and content that just sounds smart. Plus, a ton of new videos, industry updates, and one last reminder to get those Work Truck Exchange applications in before spots disappear. Hey there, Work Truck friends. Lauren Fletcher here with your Truck Chat Monthly Recap, where I break down what's new, what's next, and what's actually useful for the fleets that keep things moving. And this month really comes down to resilience, operational resilience, workforce resilience, and knowing where real expertise still matters the most. Before we jump in, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And stay tuned for this quick message from our sponsor.
If your business has fleets to fuel, there's really only one way to go: Chevron. That's because Chevron is the source for insights and fuel. When you're ready to go to the source at regi.com.
First up, disaster response and preparedness. We recently launched a brand new disaster response category on WorkTruck's website because this topic is getting too important to treat like a once-a-year conversation. And one of the biggest takeaways from the coverage so far is this: fleet readiness is not a vehicle count, it's a stress test. Disasters expose every weak point in the system, all at once. Fuel continuity, communications, supplier disruptions, staffing shortages, field repairs, everything gets pressure tested immediately. And what's interesting is how many fleets realize during a disaster that their plan was actually a collection of assumptions. Assumptions that vendors would still be reachable, that drivers could get where they needed to go, or that fuel access would stay stable. One of the strongest lessons coming out of this content is that the first 48 hours after a disaster often determine whether recovery stabilizes or spirals. And another reminder that really stuck with me: your drivers and technicians are living through the same disaster too. Fleet continuity plans only work if they account for the human inside the system, not just the equipment. Next up, the skilled trades shortage. And honestly, the bigger story right now might be the opportunity sitting underneath it. We hear constantly about technician shortages, but what's getting less attention is how valuable these careers have become. Modern fleet maintenance is no longer just turning wrenches. Today's technicians are troubleshooting diagnostics, software systems, telematics, sensors, and connected vehicle technology every single day. These are increasingly technical, high-skill careers that are essential to keeping operations running. And while there's a lot of fear right now around automation and AI replacing jobs, skilled trades are one of the clearest examples of work that still depends heavily on human judgment and hands-on problem solving. The companies investing in technician development, apprenticeships, and workforce pipelines right now are not just solving hiring problems, they're protecting uptime and operational continuity in the long term. We also dug into fleet manager salaries continuing to rise. And honestly, the salary increases make a lot of sense once you look at how much the role has expanded. Fleet managers today are balancing compliance, budgeting, technology oversight, uptime, strategy, vendor management, and so much more, all at the same time. The role has evolved from vehicle oversight into systems leadership, and one of the more interesting shifts is that fleet leaders are increasingly expected to explain business impact, not just fleet activity. Leadership teams want to know how downtime affects revenue, how replacement cycles affect long-term cost, and how technology investments affect efficiency. Modern fleet management has become part operations, part finance, part technology, and part strategy. We also launched a new reliability-focused content initiative asking a deceptively simple question: what actually makes a truck reliable? Because reliability sounds straightforward until you ask 10 different fleets to define it. For some fleets, reliability means uptime above all else. For others, it means parts availability, dealer support, ease of service, technician familiarity, or total lifecycle costs. And what's reliable for one operation might not work at all for another, depending on geography, workload, climate, or staffing. So instead of pretending there's one universal answer, we're asking the industry to help shape the conversation through a new survey that will guide future reliability coverage on WorkTruck. And a quick personal reflection. You may have seen some of my LinkedIn commentary in a recent blog post about AI and expertise. But if you missed it, the short version is this: I don't think AI is replacing expertise. I think it's exposing the difference between real expertise and borrowed language. There's a growing amount of content right now that sounds informed without actually understanding the work behind it. And in fleet especially, context matters. Operational understanding and human judgment matters. Technology can absolutely support expertise and speed up workflows, surface patterns, organize information faster, but it still can't manufacture lived experience, and that distinction feels more important than ever right now. Now, let's talk videos, because there's a lot happening on the Work Truck video page right now. If you still think Work Truck is only truck walkarounds and spec sheets, you might want to take another look. We've got new Fleet Legends conversations with Ruth Alfson and Robert Martinez, deep dives into hydrogen and upfitting technology, Q&As with industry leadership, and practical fleet conversations that go way beyond the surface level. We also just dropped another Technician Voices episode for Shades of Fleet, continuing the conversation around workforce realities, shop life, and the people keeping fleets moving every day. And stay tuned, because the next Shades of Fleet episode will focus on veterans and the unique leadership, structure, and experience they bring into the industry. Plus, we've been loading up the site with at-the-show interviews, bringing you the conversations you probably didn't have time to catch while running across convention floors and trying to survive on coffee and protein bars. So, if you haven't checked out the Work Truck video page lately, now's a good time. Okay, quick updates you might have missed. Limited spots remain for Work Truck Exchange 2026, the peer-focused event built around real fleet conversations and strategy sharing. Farmers Insurance committed $250,000 to support Red Cross disaster response efforts as preparedness and recovery remain front of mind across industries. Union Leasing announced a new identity as Momentum Fleet Management, reflecting the industry's continued shift toward full-service operational strategy. Epic Charging acquired Blue Dot Technologies, expanding integrated EV fleet charging capabilities, and Hino introduced its new LE Series battery electric medium-duty truck, continuing the push toward practical fleet electrification. That's it for this month. Disaster readiness, workforce opportunity, expanding leadership roles, defining reliability together, and a reminder that real expertise still matters in a rapidly changing industry. If something here helped you think a little differently this month, hit that like button, subscribe to Truck Chat, and share this with your fleet crew. And before you go, don't forget, if Work Truck Exchange 2026 is on your radar, get those applications in soon. Spots are limited, and it's shaping up to be another really strong year of focused conversations, strategy sharing, and real peer connection. I'm Lauren Fletcher, and I'll catch you next month. See you on the road.